fellow Nigerians across the globe, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I'm George Onyibi. Of course, what do we do? In a time like this, where mischievous individuals are scheming and planning, deliberately carrying out cultural genocide with the ultimate intention to extinct certain ethnic group, because we are one Nigeria. Because somewhere along the line, somebody have to do the bidding of the imperialist. It has always been the challenge of the black race. But this notwithstanding, it has to persist, take this long, because the people who would have spoken of decide to keep quiet, and those who would have acted somewhere along the line were to be seen as moral individuals. At the end, ultimately, they are all a bunch of intellectual, dishonest people. But then, let's go to our message this morning, which is simply titled the Igbo Trinity Code. The Igbo Biafra Trinity Code. It's the same pattern with the Trojan horse. And let me see how I can be able to comprehensively present these two messages in one to you. The first one is the Igbo Biafra Trinity Code, and then the next one is about it being a pattern of the Trojan horse. In recent time, a lot of things has been going on. Nigerians has gone through a lot. But the honest truth is that we have failed to learn from our experience. I thought they say experience is the best teacher. But believe me, I don't want to learn from experience. And so far so good, Nigeria has gone through a lot. And our actions is evidence that we have not learned from experience. Nigeria was a country that was built on dreams and inspiration of noble men and women. There were a time in this nation where you come from does not matter. The Yoruba, the Hausa, the Igbo, supposedly majority could sit on the same table. Dine and wine, the Benin, the Asians, the Urobo, the Shekiri, the Nupis. It was not necessary where you come from. What was actually important that we are Nigerians. But in less than 2 years, the colonial master left us out of greed of certain criminal-minded individuals who want to hijack power to themselves. They upset the balance. They corrupt the system. And for a very long time now, since independence, we've been trying to manage ourselves. We've been living in doubt of one another. The Yoruba cannot trust the Igbo man. It's going to take the grace of God for that to be made possible. The Hausa cannot trust the Igbo man. It's going to make the grace of God to make it possible. And the Igbo man cannot trust anybody. It's going to be very difficult. And by the mentality that controls these three ethnic groups, it affects all of us. And this is the game. Each and every one of them want to curry, the Wazobia want to mobilize, want to colonize the minority into the agenda. And so you have a cross-section of Nigerians who are neither Yoruba, Hausa, nor Igbo, but they must be subjected to greed that they are one. And so as Agbo man, whatever Igbo man does, the Hausa man will look at me and call me Nyamene. And as you that is a Nupe man, you that is Adamawa man, Idoma man, whatever the Hausa man will do, they will look at all of you as Hausa. It is applicable to the Arubus in the Yoruba land. Whatever the Yoruba will do, all of you, Ilaje people, all of you are Yoruba. Shekiri and those of you who trace your ancestors, all of you are seen as Yoruba. And so we have been struggling to correct this mess. But instead of finding solution, it goes worse. And that is because somewhere along the line, they succeeded in perfecting the Trinity Code of Nigeria. Go back to my broadcast, I told you about Trinity. When Christianity present to you the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, it was not about trying to present God in three persons to you alone. But it's about a code that governs the universe. That must be disciple for you to have dominance in any situation or circumstance, be it physical or spiritual. I told you that when Nigeria was formed, they needed to form the code for Nigeria to stand. And that trinity of Nigeria is the Wazobia. Most people jumping up and down their Wazobia, they do not know the agreement. They do not know the foundation. They don't even know anything about the Trinity Code of Nigeria, which is simply the Wazobia. The Yoruba, the Hausa, the Igbo. To them, it's about majority. Why did they not choose to have 4 ethnic majority group? Why couldn't they say 2 major ethnic groups? Why did they choose Trinity as the majority in Nigeria? Despite the fact that they know that there are other ethnic groups that outnumber them. But let's assume, but they lie. They activated the Trinity Code, but they deceive all of us that it's about the majority in Nigeria. It's a Trinity code. Let me break it down a little bit so you understand. When you look at a day, 24 hours, it is governed by Trinity code. That is why you have the morning, the afternoon, and the night. And in between the morning and the night, there is the daytime, the Trinity. And that is why, if you look at the year, the 12th calendar year, you will discover that in between it can be divided quarterly into 3 for 4 months. It's a Trinity code hidden there. If you look at Jesus Christ and his disciple, he has to love 3 of them more than the rest disciple, and that is Peter, James, and John. And then if you go back and look at human being, it is said we are made up of spirit, body, and soul. It is the Trinity code. I can go on and on and on and explain to you areas of our life that is governed by the Trinity code. It's so vast. But let me bring you to understand a different dimension of this Trinity code using the body, for example, in this case study. We are made up of spirit, body, and soul. We are one creature that manifests in 3 forms. You have not seen the spirit, but yet you have seen the spirit. You see your spirit in the dreams, because you lie down and you see yourself somewhere. That is your spirit. You know you have a spirit in you, not in the material world. We have spirit. And if you are somebody who is spiritually inclined, you will know you have seen spirit. You must have touched spirit. But because you are not aware, consciously aware, you may not know. And then, having said that, the spirit is the part of the body that can access every dimension. You can go through war. Let's go to the Bible. When Jesus resurrected according to the Bible, he went through locked rooms to meet his disciples. They said he was a ghost. He said it's not a ghost. But that is a different case. They could touch him. They could feel him because the spirit was putting on a terrestrial body already. And then you have the part of the body that you refer to as the soul. You cannot see the soul. It is the part that feels, the part of intellect, the knowledge, the desire. This desire is carried out in the spiritual realm by the spirit. And when the spirit is activated, the body now functions. The body is the weaker one. The body is the one that takes the bruises. The body is the one that is exposed to challenge. The body is the one that makes things visible and makes things happen. But the one that controls the desire is the soul. And not until as human you are able to master your spirit, your body, and your soul, you will never be able to attain to the level we ought to attain as human. Believe me, if you're walking around and you think we are all the same, and then you must not, or you are very ignorant about humans. When he say he placed his soul, his spirit, he gave them breath of life. We are more than animals. We are not programmed by instincts. We are not programmed by instincts to live as other lives. We were made to evolve. And this is determined by the level of knowledge you have about our makeup. When you talk to me, for instance, in a negative way, I know how to reject it. I know how to avert it. I cannot accept it. But it could affect someone negatively. And when I want something and I desire something badly, I know how to tune my spirit and I will get that thing. And you see my body, it is built for ruggedity. It could withstand anything. And that is because I'm able to align my spirit and my soul to defend my body. As those Igbo Biafra people who have poisoned me severally, they just don't understand why I am still alive. Sometimes they try to destroy the body, but I refuse to give up on this body. And you see, grace and what we know about who we are, we cannot accept it. And so the knowledge of knowing how these 3 bodies function makes you succeed many things. People look at you, you're going to fail. But because you can manage your spirit, body, and soul, you will not. You decide how your life will be. And if all of us know this, we will not only decide how our life will be, we can decide how our world should be. But now we live in a population where many people don't know who they are. So how could they decide the life they want, not to talk of deciding for the others? But let me stop here so I will not confuse you further. And so to succeed in life, it's not about your level of education. It's not about your connection. It's not about who you know or what you know. It's about your ability to align the Trinity of yourself. And now when I say the Igbo Biafra Trinity code, it is applicable as reminding you about the Biafra agitation, that is the spirit. And then reminding you, the Biafra agitation is the soul. And then the obedient movement is the spirit. And Anyoma unification is the body. If they are able to align these three codes together to form harmoniously, perfectly as one, believe me, you see you Abo people. I have to make it clear for you. Yahon ono wonde Abo, ono wonde okwane. Ihe ndị ni ke join ono hunu ke kwadime. Kada yin wara pa mi chuku maka no le unu ho ahunu ka ho chukwu usolo bu emane ko kado yi nenye ka. An I jile no wonu ugbu ali o anilo yin ole dufi ono. Ono amare ra ototon la lade ru kikene won. Ninde ne we ma cho ne npo we fa o. Ndị munu enyi wo ndị anyocha we de chanye akpo ndị anyocha. Ono amare ne we hu ndị Igbo onwekwe ememele kese nyile omune. Ndị Igbo aban eli mewe. Kan ndị Igbo alakọ weto. Ndị Igbo alakọ weto. Kanu no ne we baye. Effort ande ni miri ibe nyere. Anoki hu we hwase ndị kwere wo ndị hon, ndị kwere wo ndị Igbo. Ihu ebu iwe webu ni ndị kwere obi. Ono lera say, I'm proudly Anyoma, I'm proudly Igbo. I'm sorry for you. The very system Igbo people created, they want to destroy it because it's not favoring them. That is some of the problem of Nigeria. And this very system, most of you, people like Nedi Nwoko, they don't know what they're doing to themselves. When this Trinity code of Igbo Biafra people align, you will be there. They will be swearing for you. How many Igbo people praise Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe? Though it's not a major problem, but he was an influential to this rubbish of Ojukwu and the madness of Agui Ironsi and the lack of their supposed elite. He was playing cold and warm. Sometimes he's a Nigerian, sometimes he's a Biafra, Nnamdi Azikiwe. Sometimes he's the one causing the problem, sometimes he's the one making the peace, Nnamdi Azikiwe. Go and look at his first son in Anambra. I'm not sure that guy is okay. He looks like he has mental problem. He's mad and short. Because the last time I went to check on him, when we were doing Biafra, he's not a stable man. You're great Nnamdi Azikiwe. Why are we not hearing about their children? He's there moving from one dilapidated building of his father empire to another. I do not mean to disrespect them, but I want to tell you how it's going to be. And so Nedi Nwoko, Senator, with due respect, you are trying to drag us into Igbo when your father did not agree to follow Igbo people to the Old Eastern region. And you're pretending for political reason. You don't know what you are doing. Or you are doing so Igbo will save us. It's okay. But let's focus on that Trinity code. Now, like I have told you, there is a role played by the body. The body is the one that is visible. It's the one that makes contact. It's the one that makes move. That is what Igbo unification is all about. It's not just about Anyoma now. The Igbo Biafra people Trinity code will be perfected the moment Ikwere agree to be Igbo. The moment Anyoma agree to be Igbo. The only thing you are good for is the physical contact. You are the tools that will reach where they cannot reach ordinarily. Now, if you must understand, go and check the history of all the people who these Igbo Biafra people have used from the history of Nigeria. You will see none of them are Igbo. Let's start with Chukwuma Nzogo. Chukwuma Nzogo is not an Igbo man. That Igbo was tagged Igbo Kub because Igbo people benefited from it. Or peradventure, those who formed the Trinity of Nigeria knew that we were just the body of the real existence, the real criminality in the guise of Igbo Biafra. Chukwuma Nzogo was used. He was used. Go and look at Vido Bonjo and the rest of them. Everybody who pushed this shot, none of them were Igbo. All of them were used. Just a minute. All of them were used. I'm sorry about that. All of them were used. These Igbo people, they do not come out openly. They don't come out and do the dish. They don't do the rubbish. They look for who to use. Look at Biafra agitation of Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody was taking them serious. There are a lot of things they could not do, but they needed the non-Igbo. They needed the body to act. Demon need body to act. So each time you hear them tell you, Igodomi Godo Biafra, Agadami Gada Biafra, Ejo is Biafra, everybody is Biafra. This is the truth. The Trinity code, the human body is not complete until there is a body. They need a body they can use. God cannot come down as human being. So he had to come through his son, Jesus Christ. And when Jesus Christ was alive, he said the Holy Spirit cannot function until they depart. Because through the Holy Spirit, he becomes omnipresent. He's omniscience, he's omnipresent, and he's omnipotent. It is divided among this Trinity code. And so we are the body they intend to use to carry out their experiments. I need you to watch closely. The moment we refuse to obey Nnamdi Kanu, what they try to do is to destroy us. What they try to do is to make us irrelevant. But watch them. They died. Biafra agitation, nobody hears about it again. I challenge you. Come to the South and talk about Biafra. Your life will not remain the same again. Now, they still exist in the spirit and in the soul. So, if you as Anyoma, Ikwere, and the supposed soft Igbo align with this Igbo Biafra, you will only be used temporarily. Don't forget that when the body dies, the soul and the spirit will continue to live. Because death is just the beginning. So whether you die or you live, it's not important to them. No, look at how they shower praise on me when I was with them. But now I know the truth. But don't think people are answering PhD, WBB, LLBB, masters and the rubbish qualification. That makes them. No. You go to school to be educated, not to get sense. Let's leave it at that. And so that is all they are doing. And now let us look at the spirit. The spirit now is the omnipresent. It's somewhere along the line because of the activities of Agbo Yoronsi, the first military dictatorship, first military, do we call him tyrant or president of Nigeria? Who created our one Nigeria? Today we cannot talk about the 1999 constitution imposed on the supposed we, the people of Nigeria. Because it is almost the complete embodiment of what Agbo Yoronsi gave us to us in the name of military decree. The Supreme Military Council of the Nigerian Army then said they were not consulted. And it is the same thing Abdulsalami Abubakar did. And then we have been trying to manage it. But now, only that 1999 constitution completely annihilated, they remove Igbo Biafra people from accessing certain areas. And the more they drag to gain relevance, the more they remove them. There was a time we as Nigerians, we don't drag for any position as minority. So we know that presidents go to Hausa. We know that vice president belongs to Yoruba. And we know that the Senate president belongs to Igbo people. Go and check the history of Nigerian democracy since 1999 till Hausa people took over during Buhari time. You will discover that all the Senate president till Hausa person took over. All of them were Igbo. When Ayem Pius left, this one, Akadibo will enter. When this one will enter, all of them were Igbo. Because automatically it was their right. But you see, their spirit is not working now because they are not there now. Akpabio is there. So tell Kenneth Okonkwo, he can insult Akwa Ibom people. But they are not there anymore. There are very little their spirit can do now. So when you hear obedient movement, it's the spirit of the Trinity code of the Igbo Biafra people. I was there. In fact, most of my Igbo friends or Igbo Biafra friends, the last line of them, I choose to become an enemy to all of them because I say I will not do obedient movement. I just survived Biafra agitation. You are dragging me into obedient movement that I know already. We know all these things. Where is Aloy Ijimako? You should remember the last time we were with Peter Obi in Enugu. What were you people discussing? In the morning you are Biafra. In the evening you are Igbo. The next time you are Nigerian. They deceive us. But all they want is to assess the whole place. At the moment, Hausa is the one they are trying to rule. This is our one Nigeria. Should I be talking to them? No. But since they don't want to leave us alone, since they don't want to leave us alone, they want to manipulate the next generation of our people. It's not going to be the way they thought about it. We will continue exposing them. So today, they are somehow shut out of the system. The spirit cannot function. If you want to stop spirit, evil spirit, or even good spirit from accessing your compound, go and buy pussycat. Just buy pussycat and put it in your house. You will know that there are guidance between the dead and the living. No demon will come to your house. There are some flowers I can show you, like that one you call masquerade tree. Go and plant it in your house. Let's see the demon that will enter there. There are restrictions to the movement of spirit in this material world. There are places they don't go to, but you don't know. And now they are trying to use the body to dismantle most of the obstacle that has hindered the spirit from moving. And so when you see them trying to tell romance with Hausa, P2B and Atiku forming assimilation and association, it's a lie. They don't love themselves. It is not the interest of Nigeria. Both of them are playing game. I think Hausa youth are protesting now. Tinubu, you are tearing banner of Tinubu. Or you are tearing it very well. Tell us the Hausa man that will come here. Asadi Aradua. Let's leave Shagali alone, because he was a victim of one Nigeria. But let's look at those who had the privilege. Though Yaradua died in office, we never knew what he would have done. But at least he's one president in Nigeria that anybody can hardly fault him. So I will say you that is protesting. That time I will say people were rubbishing Nigeria. You didn't protest. When I go protest, a very confused country. You are fighting for Iran and Iraq. The one in your house, you have not finished it. You are fighting for Israel and Kuwait and this everybody. But the one in your backyard, you have not finished it. And so somewhere along the line, in a time like this, Igbo Biafra will join Hausa. All of that we can. Let Tinubu go. Tinubu must go. We've been doing this all our lives. To what end, I should ask you? So if una no one get sense, una no go get sense. Una no be our problem. Now that madness una they carry come for our side. That is the air we are trying to create. And so P2B is doing condolence visit. He's going to be condolence president. Everywhere there is condolence, he's going to be condolencing. But his people, they are killing his people. In every hotel is a ritual place. Almost 99.9% of all the hotel in the southeast is for kidney transplant. I mean, organ sales, trafficking, human trafficking. They don't do anything then in Libya. Is it not the war Soludo is fighting? And I'm sure when Soludo is done in his office, he's going to run to America like Willie Obiano. Because those criminal-minded Igbo people will come for him. Is that not why they killed Dora Akuchinyere? Because he tried to stop fake drug. And when she left, she died. She died of poison. You people think we are foolish. And so the spirit of the Trinity Code of the Igbo Biafra is how to assess the system. They used to manipulate it. They used to manipulate it. In the presidency, they are there advising Abacha to call us South-South. Today, they are the one mocking us that there is no geographical location that is South-South. When Alessi Kwime then were romancing with Abacha, 99.9% of Abacha closest allies, all of them were Igbo people. What did they do with that? But this is not Abacha era. And this time, they are not very close to Tinubu, I should say. If they lie, let them give him 1,000 chieftaincy title. He knows better. The Hausa has now woken up from the betrayal of the Sadwana of Sokoto, Tafawa Balewa Abubakar, the Prime Minister. They have not woken up. And I'm sure the Igbo people are still trying to nurse the self-inflicted injury of the Biafran war. And so, who are you pretending for? And now they are trying to mobilize minority to pull their shot. Not on the expense of the next generation of our people. And so, the obedient movement is just the spirit in the Trinity Code. If they are able to align the three together, there will be problem for the supposed sub-Igbo group. And now let us look at the soul. The soul is the Biafra agitation. Look closely at Igbo people. Even when most of them are wrongly, strongly against the Biafran war, which Ojukwu brought upon them, which would not or supposed to have happened. But watch their body language. They don't have the balls to condemn it. The ones that has the balls to condemn it in the time past, they pay dearly for it. Efa Jonah Emmanuel paid dearly for it. Aseko Kpabe paid dearly for it. Ejike Mbono paid dearly for it. Should I begin to call names? And the likes of Professor Ben Wabuize, Mbazurike Amechi, the likes of Akanebian, the likes of Chinua Achebe, including Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who would have said the truth, were very economical with the truth. Because they don't want what happened to Aseko Kpabe or Ifajuna to happen to them. After all, these people were placed under house arrest, not to go beyond 10-kilometer radius from their house during the war, because they were not a food support. It is still applicable to today. And so the easiest way for them to align is to say, we are Biafra, we are Biafra, we are Biafra. And we will continue to address the Igbo Biafra. And so when they are able to align the obedient movement, aligning with the Igbo Biafra of Nnamdi Kanu, and then the wing of Igbo unification, the Trinity Code is perfected. I tell you, it's going to take a very long time for the victim of their Trinity Code to survive. Now, we are all victims of the Trinity Code of one Nigeria. There would never have been any war if Nigeria was normal country, if they didn't hyper it majority, if they did not make it democracy of the number that does not exist. And so the plot started from the beginning. And then it comes to the issue of the pattern of the Trojan horse. Why I brought in the Trojan horse. And this one is specifically made for those who are attached. There is the one they call Zitanye Enugu Adianya Anambra. He is not from Igbo, he is the one singing Igbo. That is very good example of the body. The unity beggars. You see, Bini person now, Bishan person now, that is telling us because he's married to Igbo. He's the one now to tell us who is Igbo and who is not Igbo. Igbo people come out and talk. If you are Igbo, come out and talk. Let's know you very well. The real Igbo don't do that. The real Igbo don't do that. And if you see any real Igbo that does that, look at them politically, you see they are criminal. And there is no true Ikwere or Agbo man that will come out and tell you we are Igbo. If you see them, they will end up like Chibuike Amechi. They will tell you Igbo people were being suffering in Nigeria. I don't like the way they were suffering Igbo people in Nigeria. Go and ask Chibuike Amechi. Is Ikwere people enjoying more than Igbo people? But of course, somewhere along the line, we all make mistakes. Nobody is infallible, and we need to find our way back. Now, there is a great myth about the Trojan horse. This was a time where the Greeks gathered to fight Troy. Troy was a very powerful nation in their time. This myth goes on in different books and movies. Of course, you know Odyssey. And so when they attacked Troy, they fought Troy for years. The war of Troy stands tall. They could not go anywhere. And Troy must come down. And the Greek, having faced so many challenges, decide to trick the Trojans. So they took some of their ships and broke it. And then they built a wooden horse and create a room inside the mighty giant wooden horse they have made from the wreck of their ship. And then they planned as if they have fled in the night and allow one person to sit by the gate of the Troy. And then in the morning, that one started begging them, please, mighty Trojans, our army has fled. We have seen that you are a great country. Oh, Trojan, oh, please, accept this as the grief offering of surrender. We have surrendered, please. Brian, the king of Troy, was proud. He was happy that, oh, yes, they finally admit that Troy is a great country. The same thing Igbo Biafra people are doing. Oh, Anyama is Igbo. Oh, Ikwere is Igbo. Please, let's unite and fight one Nigeria. Igbo Amaka, let's unite. Oh, give us Anyama state. Use it and give to Igbo. All these people are agents. And now this is what happened. King Brian drove the Trojan, the horse, into the city. And they organized the feast. Most of you are celebrating already. But you don't know what is coming. And when the horse finally got into the heart of the city, they ate, they drank, they were happy. Most of you are going to celebrate if you let it push short. But that celebration will be cut short. Because in the night, the whole Trojans were drunk, were merry, fell asleep. And those warriors of the Greek inside the horse, they came down slowly and went to the city gate and opened the city gate. And the moment they opened the city gate, the rest armies of the Greeks ransacked the whole of Troy. Troy was brought down to the dust. They were deceived. That tactics has not ended. It's still used as a military tactic still today. That is where you begin to see infiltrators. That is when you begin to see that, Ebaki is Igbo, Ishan, this one. These are Trojan horse. Celebrate the success you think they give to you. You will see how fast they will destroy you. Of course, we are in a time and era where everybody does not care what really matters, but trying to follow people validation. Once they give you like, they cheer you, you follow them up. But I tell you the truth. They have no gift to offer to you, except the Trojan horse. And don't fall for them. Because before you will get yourself, it will be too late. And this is the same call I've been making to the people of South. It is going to be very hard if we fall apart more than we have fallen now. Understand we are not in a war with Nigeria, but we are trying to survive inside our one Nigeria because there are deliberate attempts to destroy us completely. And we cannot allow that. The major target in this trying to create a body, in case you don't know, in Anyoma, Okwani people and Abo people, make una prepare. Make una prepare. And you see Bini people, believe me, you don't know what is coming. You don't know what is coming. If we do not align our Trinity code before they perfect their Trinity code, forget about this history we are trying to preserve. It will be a myth. It will look as if it never existed. Though evidence will abound, because what our ancestors has done is written in the sand of eternity. It will last beyond the pyramids of Egypt for generation after generation. They will talk about it. But somewhere along the line, people will begin to ask, where are the likes of those people? Where are these people? They will be no there. Only what we are doing today, it will echo into eternity. And that is the confidence assurance that we stand and still do what we are doing, even when there seems to be no glimpse of hope. But we cannot die with hope, and we will not allow hope to die. If we have to die because we are mortal, hope must remain alive. That after we are long gone, people will still continue pushing the same thing, and they will see them and say, these are the people. But you will not understand. I will not open up everything because it's not for the public. And that is why I'm telling you, the Benin people are major target. And by the time the amended bill is pulled out the way we are watching it to be, Benin people will feel it. By the time Anyoma of Nedinwoku is pulled out, Abo people and Okwani people will feel it. You will fight back because you will not take it. They say insult climber than yam. Oh, yakona hiji. But the journey of 100 kilometers, we may have to take 1,000 kilometers to get ourselves back. We cannot afford to make that mistake. And so to bring this story to an end, or this very discussion to an end, just follow the line of thought of this Igbo Biafra Trinity code and how it is a pattern of a Trojan horse. And then advise yourself. Those of you close to Nedinwoku, tell him he started on a very wrong footing. It's a shame. It's a shame that the very first time somebody in the corridor of power would have spoken about Anyoma is asking them to give us as a compensation to Igbo people, that Igbo people will help us. We can see how they are helping us. And I'm sure they have bought almost all the land in Nedinwoku's community. And I'm very sure of that. Because almost 95.9% of the land in Asaba belong to Igbo people now. Don't go and activate law that will save you people. And you Igbo people that is buying it under the mindset of Biafra, don't worry, abandoned property of River State will be a child's play for you. But you will think it's hatred. Don't you understand? And then with what we know, we pretend. I say, so you call us good man. You say like and share. Who is interested in that? Who is going for that? If you like, have sense. If you don't like, have sense. Enjoy it. Yeah, it's celebration. Troy has won the Greek. They are now enjoying. Oh, yes. After this night, the next morning, your life will not remain the same again. We're not calling you to fight Nigeria. We're not calling you to fight Igbo people. We are calling you to be very careful. Watch these people very closely. Watch what they are doing. It is not love they have for us that drive us. They have interior motive, agenda to the detriment of our people. And we can't afford to let it happen. Somebody wrote to me and said, do Igbo people have dictionary? Please, I need the soft copy. Because work has started already. We are not jumped about it. And they are born with a dictionary. Can you and the professor here later? Can you only body TikTok or Akujinwa, want to turn us in Chani Memo Boka, Soka, Kibo Korasu, Kabo Koraswaman, now on Wako, Mariko Koriana, Makanora Chono Kujinwa, Abo, Kanema Somali Bukari Abo. Nwagotako, a different name here, Yakuiji Yakwa, the people of South. We are still trying to form a movement to stop ongoing cultural genocide, a movement to stop all these criminals infiltrating us, a movement to preserve our identity, our cultural heritage. And believe me, God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. I will stop here, believing you get the message. And if you are interested, you are from South, you are from Agbo, you are from Ikwere, supposed Sobibo group, we have different platforms. Because we reason alike. But there is ultimate need for us to save ourselves from those people who want to colonize us and assimilate us. Ask yourself, when all of a sudden, Igbo unification is now sounding like Biafra agitation. Use your brain. Let me go to the comment section, receive 1 or 2 insults, and then I can be on my way. Yes, let's see the first one. I see Ajibo. He say, I don't know what he wrote, so let's leave it at that. I see Denny. I greet you. Good morning. I see Okwane tribe. He say, Sajo Jonibe. the mouthpiece of Old Midwestern region. Thank you, the Okwane tribe. I see Akalaka. Let's see what that has to say. Say George Onibe, South Unity beggar. You think you can deceive Ijo or Ishekiri by condemning Igbo? They already know you, bro. Yeah, Igwe Akalaka, you are Igbo man. And these are what I expect. Now, let me tell you. You notice I'm talking about South because we are the same region. We are not in the Southeast. We can identify by our foolishness because Igbo man like you say we are South. A sign that is not geographically known anywhere in the world. We accept it because you are the one who give us name. But let me tell you the truth. If you follow my broadcast, I cannot colonize Ijo people because Ijo people have a front that already speak for them. But go to Tompulu's camp, go to Asari Dokobo camp, go to Ateke camp, go to Barrister camp, go to Joshua camp, go to any of them that command influence under the Ijo Youth umbrella, which is a voice that command authority in Nigeria. You will see that about 40% of their followers are from Okwane, Anyoma people. And then you have Igbo, you have Awosa. And so they have built a front for themselves. Awosa is part of their group. You mean they are trying to colonize? How can I colonize Ijo that have seen this truth 50 years before our arrival? And that is not truth. If I am calling them, it's because we are in the same region. But when Nnamdi Kanu was calling Ijo and everybody, you did not see that Nnamdi Kanu was a criminal. It was convenient. So Igwe Akalaka, we know how you people function. And now let's look at Akwa Ibom people. You see what Igbo people think they know. Mark my word, Akwa Ibom know it times 10. But watch Akwa Ibom, those Ibibio, those Efik, those Anan, watch them, they behave like Mugu. You see what those people know. You see what those people know. Nigerian, fasten your seatbelt. How can I colonize those people who have a mind of their own? And then how can I begin to tell my father this is where we lived before? A Benin kingdom that has been there? How can I control them? Or how can I deceive Igala people? Did you hear the name I'm calling? Do you think any of them is a baby? When the author of Igala resisted the Queen of England and refused to reverend her, there was nothing like Igbo. So who are you deceiving? They already know you, bro. Is it about knowing me? Why not you tell us about trying to use us? But you are Igbo man. This is how they know you people. By their comment, you shall know them. I know you will come and insult. And did you not insult? Check all the ethnic groups in Nigeria. All of them predict Igbo people. Igbo and Benin, which one first come? Igbo and Abo, which one first come? Igbo and Ejo, which one first come? Igbo, Ibibio and Efik, which one first come? How now take become Wazobia? Can they mesmerize our life? But you are Igbo Biafra man. So it is to be expected. Let's take another insult. Because that is the only thing they can do. I see Felix. You see, Ojukwu did not bring war on anybody. He fought in defense. Ojukwu did not bring war. He fought in defense. They carried that Igbo coup and killed Hausa people, killed some Yoruba people. They didn't kill Igbo people. And when Hausa people decide to revenge, because Igbo people that were leading Nigeria, Thomas Omunakwago Yoronsi, he never addressed the issue. And then he went to begin to defense. How did he defend himself? How did he defend himself? We can see how you people are defending Benue people. We can see how you people are defending Kano people. All the states that are being slaughtered by God know who. We see how all of you are defending them. And when they come, what you people do now is you mock them. Igbo Biafra people will say, yes, it's good for Benue. I think they are supporting Hausa. You are mocking the people who are not Hausa, but under the clutches of Hausa. Are we going to wait till they begin to kill us? So that you now say, we now push for war? Ojukwu did not push for war, but he invaded Midwestern region. He went up to Ore until Yoruba people, Nigerian people chased him back. So, was he defending Igbo land in Midwestern region? No, now get Midwestern region. Have you found out how many months of occupation, how many people they killed, the looting? You know, he was defending Igbo land and he got up to Ore. Stop deceiving yourself. That thing you people think you know, we already know it. And the same Felix Isoga, you two they talk. Nonsense. Yes, it is nonsense. Makedonia money, he be money. Now we know what you know. We are talking nonsense. When Nnamdi Kanu was on Radio Biafra saying that your kind, Igbo people are cursed people. We still have the video clip. He wasn't talking nonsense. Most of you agree that you are cursed people. Now, and then Nnamdi Kanu was what about that? He wasn't talking nonsense where they say Yorubas are Afonja. They can't be trusted. Yoruba, criminals, Yoruba. He wasn't talking nonsense. Awusa Janjaweed, Awusa Boko Haram, Awusa Melu Melu. He wasn't talking nonsense. I've not even called Igbo people name. I'm only talking to Igbo Biafra. When I begin to call Igbo people, I will see how it will feel. What you will not want them do to you, don't do it to others. And the greatest mistake you will make is to wound the animal you cannot kill. Of course, other Igbo criminal Biafra people will drop their insult later on. Based on their insult, I will bring out my broadcast on daily basis. Based on their insult, I know what their plan is. Because from the abundance of the heart does the mouth speak. Ikwere is Igbo, everybody is Igbo. But behind, you're planning against Ikwere people. Behind, Ikwere people, no. Let me give you a short history before I bring the broadcast to an end. I went to somewhere in Ikwere land, and they were having land disputes. And I noticed the owners of the land were not saying anything. They just kept quiet. And then the agent in charge of selling the land were making noise. I asked one of the landlord, original landlord of that land, I said, why are you people not saying anything? And what the Ikwere man told me, he said, these Igbo people, leave them. We know where they wait them. I said, why is that? He said he had them saying that they will buy all their land, and when they finish buying all their land, they will chase all of them from the village. So whether they can buy it, whether they cannot buy it, they are forcefully entering everywhere. That is why they are not talking to them. They will be collecting the money from you. They're buying the land. That is why I tell you what you will see. Before, abandoned property was only the old eastern region. This abandoned property will be across Africa. Because everybody is looking at you people. People go and buy land, build. We buy land in America, everywhere. Do you respect the indigenous of the land now? Your arrogancy is your greatest problem. The greatest weapon of your undoing. So continue. I'm talking nonsense. Because it exposes your hypocrisy. But when Nnamdi Kanu for more than 12 years insulted every Nigeria, including Agbo, including Anyoma people. In one of his broadcasts, when I had a fallout with it, he said, what kind of Anyoma nonsense? And you criminal-minded Igbo Biafra people, you want to unite with Anyoma nonsense now. Turn that way, go fire on her. Amadio herself don't back on her. It's a shame. Be claiming what does not belong to you. I'll leave it at that. Do have a nice day.